Your brain's not just a passive sponge soaking up the world's chaos. It's an active architect, tirelessly crafting simulations. You're not living in reality. You're navigating predictions. Think you're seeing now? You're actually perceiving a mental hologram. And yes, it's as glitchy as it sounds. This cognitive sleight of hand is called predictive processing, courtesy of your brain's ceaseless quest to make sense of everything before it happens. Predictive processing is not a party trick. It's your brain's operational blueprint. Neural circuits are estimating future events based on past experiences, essentially running a constant simulation of reality. Neuroscientist Carl Friston notes this is your brain's way of minimizing surprise. Your neurons aim for efficiency, reducing the neurological tax by predicting sensory input. But here's the kicker. Most of these predictions are unconscious. You're blissfully unaware of the mental gymnastics. But the system isn't foolproof. The brain's reliance on prediction can lead to cognitive friction. When reality contradicts your mental forecast, it triggers a correction loop. More neural effort, more attentional load. This is where the firmware shows its bugs. The more you predict, the more often you err. It's a perpetual balancing act between certainty and chaos. Without intervention, your brain's confidence game can spiral into a cycle of misprediction and adjustment. Here's the twist. This predictive prowess isn't just a cognitive liability. It's an evolutionary trade-off with hidden advantages. By simulating outcomes, your brain enhances survival, allowing rapid adaptation to new environments. It's a survival mechanism camouflaged as a predictive error. The brain's penchant for forecasting might make you prone to error, but it also makes you adaptable, flexible, and surprisingly resilient in the face of uncertainty. Introducing the Predictive Calibration Protocol, a cognitive exercise designed to recalibrate your brain's forecasting mechanism. By deliberately exposing yourself to unexpected stimuli, you can fine-tune your predictive algorithms. It's like a software update for your mental firmware. You want your brain to predict better, not more. This isn't about relaxing into predictability. It's about sharpening your mental edge in an unpredictable world. Are you brave enough to disrupt your own mental simulations? You might think this whole predictive brain thing is a modern glitch, a side effect of digital overload. Not quite. Your brain's simulation obsession is ancient, a relic from when our ancestors dodged predators using a mental crystal ball. It's an evolutionary artifact, as ingrained as your fight-or-flight response. In the wild, guessing right could mean the difference between dinner and being dinner. Welcome to the ancestral lottery, where prediction was the ultimate survival skill. Evolutionarily speaking, predictive processing is like having a GPS in a world before maps. Research by Michael Shadland shows how neurons fire in anticipation, like a runner poised for the starting gun. This anticipatory firing helps organisms respond faster than their conscious minds can process. It's not just about speed, it's about accuracy. The brain uses past data to project future scenarios, fine-tuning its predictions with each iteration, much like a neural software update. But this ancient system wasn't built for today's sensory saturation. The cognitive friction arises when your brain tries to apply an old algorithm to new inputs, like running DOS on a smartphone. This is the fatal error of evolutionary lag, predictive processing struggling to cope with modern life's rapid changes. The attentional load is immense, causing misfires and cognitive dissonance. Your brain is a vintage machine jury-rigged for the information age, and it's showing its age. Yet, there's a strategic edge hidden in this evolutionary relic. While your brain's predictions might misfire, they're also why you can improvise on the fly. This capacity for spontaneous adaptation is a hidden advantage, allowing you to pivot when reality doesn't match the prediction. This is why humans are incredibly resilient. You adapt through iteration, using prediction errors as feedback. It's survival by trial and error, a hallmark of human ingenuity. Meet the Evolutionary Adaptation Protocol, a mental exercise to harness your brain's ancient skills for modern challenges. Regularly expose yourself to new environments and diverse experiences. Your goal: train your brain to embrace prediction errors as learning opportunities, not failures. It's like upgrading your mental firmware to thrive in sensory chaos. The real question is, are you ready to turn your ancestral relic into a cutting-edge tool? Your brain's simulation games come at a steep price. The cognitive friction of constant prediction is like running high-performance software on limited battery life. It drains your mental reserves, leaving you more fatigued, less focused. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a neurological tax you pay daily. The brain, in its relentless quest for foresight, often sacrifices your present clarity for future guesses. You're left troubleshooting reality while your brain plays its guessing game. Neuroimaging studies reveal how this predictive burden manifests. Research from the University of California shows that the prefrontal cortex, your brain's decision-making HQ, lights up with increased activity when predictions fail. This area is working overtime to reconcile discrepancies between expectation and reality. It's not just about processing power, it's about cognitive bandwidth. The more your brain guesses wrong, the more resources it diverts from other tasks, impacting everything from memory to mood. Over time, this constant recalibration leads to cognitive overload. It's the same principle as a computer slowing down under too many open tabs. Your brain becomes a bottleneck, struggling to prioritize what's real and what's predicted. This bottleneck effect is the fatal error where productivity stalls and creativity wanes. Without intervention, you're left with a mental traffic jam where clarity and efficiency are perpetually gridlocked. The firmware can't handle the processing demands. Yet, there's a paradoxical benefit hidden here. This mental bottleneck forces you to slow down and prioritize, inadvertently sharpening your focus. It's like a forced recalibration, where your brain learns to filter noise more effectively. This unexpected focus boost is a hidden advantage, allowing you to cut through the chaos and zero in on what's essential. The brain, in its inefficiency, inadvertently creates moments of clarity amidst confusion. Enter the cognitive declutter protocol, a technique to manage your brain's predictive burden. Regularly practice mental decluttering by identifying and eliminating unnecessary cognitive tasks. Focus on one thing at a time to reset your mental bandwidth. This isn't about doing less, it's about doing smarter. The challenge is clear. Can you streamline your mental processes to harness your brain's prediction power without the overload? Your brain's obsession with simulations isn't just a cognitive quirk, it's a strategic advantage hiding in plain sight. While others react to reality, you're often a step ahead, navigating the landscape of possibilities. This predictive edge is like playing chess with life, always anticipating the next move. It transforms you from a passive participant into an active strategist in your own narrative. The irony is, what seems like a distraction is actually a supercharged form of engagement. Research suggests this predictive capability enhances problem-solving skills. A study from MIT indicates that predictive brains are more adept at anticipating obstacles and devising creative solutions. This foresight allows you to not only foresee potential issues, but to preemptively address them. It's a mental sandbox where you can experiment with different strategies before committing to a course of action. This isn't just about avoiding mistakes, it's about engineering success. However, the fatal flaw lies in overcalibration. When every possibility becomes a potential reality, decision paralysis can set in. This is the cognitive equivalent of being stuck in a mental waiting room, unsure which door to enter. The predictive advantage turns into a liability when you drown in a sea of options. Without intervention, the very skill that sets you apart becomes the anchor that holds you back, trapping you in a loop of indecision. Yet, there's a counterintuitive advantage here. This paralysis forces you to refine your decision-making process, honing your ability to discern what truly matters. It's a distillation process where clarity emerges from chaos. The trick is learning to trust your gut instincts amidst the noise. This refined intuition is a powerful tool, allowing you to make quicker, more effective decisions. It's a paradox. The more options you have, the better you become at identifying the right ones. Introducing the Intuitive Decision Protocol. a method to harness your brain's predictive prowess without falling into paralysis. Practice making quick decisions with limited information to build confidence in your instincts. It's about cultivating a balance between analysis and intuition. The challenge: can you leverage your brain's predictive power to enhance decision-making, transforming potential overwhelm into strategic clarity? Your brain's simulation engine is powerful, but power without direction is just noise. The secret lies in channeling this predictive capability into practical protocols that enhance daily life. Instead of letting your brain run wild with endless possibilities, it's time to impose some order. The first step? Understanding that not every scenario needs exploration. You must learn to filter out the static and focus on predictions that matter, turning mental chaos into strategic planning. A study from Stanford University highlights the effectiveness of deliberate practice in honing cognitive skills. By intentionally engaging with complex problems and reflecting on your predictive errors, you can refine your mental simulations. The brain, like any muscle, strengthens with use. This practice involves setting aside time to consciously evaluate your predictive successes and failures, transforming errors into learning experiences. It's about building a mental gym for your forecasting prowess. The fatal error comes when you neglect this deliberate practice. Without it, your predictions remain raw, unrefined, and prone to error. It's like attempting to run a marathon without training. Your brain's simulations become scattered and ineffective, leading to heightened cognitive friction and sensory saturation. You end up reacting to life rather than steering it. The cost is a mental fog that clouds judgment and erodes decision-making capabilities. It's an avoidable pitfall with regular practice. But here's the unexpected benefit. Regular practice not only refines predictions, but also enhances creativity. By repeatedly engaging with diverse scenarios, your brain learns to form novel connections, boosting problem-solving capabilities. This creative flexibility is a hidden treasure, allowing you to innovate and adapt swiftly. It's a strategic advantage in a world that demands both precision and creativity. The more you practice, the more your brain becomes a well-tuned instrument of innovation. Welcome to the Strategic Simulation Protocol, a framework to harness your brain's predictive power for creative and strategic thinking. Dedicate time each day to engage with diverse problems, consciously reflecting on predictive outcomes. This isn't just practice, it's a rehearsal for real-world application. The challenge: are you prepared to transform your brain's raw predictive power into a refined tool for innovation and clarity? So, how do you apply this predictive prowess in your everyday life? Start by recognizing that your brain is already running a constant simulation, whether you're aware of it or not. The key is to consciously direct these simulations toward practical applications. Imagine each decision as a chess move, calculated, strategic, and several steps ahead. This isn't just theoretical. It's about transforming raw cognitive processes into actionable insights. Your brain is your best strategist if you let it be. Researchers from Princeton University found that individuals who actively engage in predictive thinking are better at managing uncertainty. This ability translates into improved decision-making in business, relationships, and personal goals. By simulating potential outcomes, you can prepare for various scenarios, reducing stress and increasing confidence. It's like having a mental rehearsal before the actual performance, allowing you to anticipate challenges and plan accordingly. Your brain becomes a rehearsal space for life's complexities. The danger is slipping into overanalysis, where every decision feels like a life or death scenario. This is the fatal flaw of analysis paralysis, where you become trapped in a loop of endless what-ifs. When simulations become indistinguishable from reality, the brain's predictive power turns into a source of anxiety. The challenge is to know when to stop simulating and start acting. The cost of inaction far outweighs the potential missteps from decisive action. Here's the strategic pivot: embracing imperfection. By accepting that no prediction will ever be flawless, you free your brain to act more fluidly. This acceptance reduces the cognitive load, allowing you to move forward with calculated risks. It's about finding the balance between prediction and spontaneity, where each misstep becomes a learning opportunity. Your brain's simulations then shift from being oppressive to liberating, turning potential failures into stepping stones for growth. Introducing the Balanced Action Protocol, a framework to integrate predictive thinking with decisive action. Set limits on your simulation time. Once a decision is made, commit to it. Regularly reflect on outcomes to refine future predictions, but don't dwell. The task: can you leverage your brain's simulations to enhance your life without becoming ensnared by them? Ready to transform potential paralysis into purposeful action? Your brain's predictive capabilities aren't just a personal quirk. They're a systemic phenomenon influencing entire societies. When millions engage in constant mental simulations, the collective impact reshapes cultural norms, economic models, and even technological advancements. The predictive brain is a catalyst for innovation, driving humanity to anticipate and solve problems before they manifest. Yet, there's a twist. This same drive can lead to societal overreach, where the quest for certainty stifles spontaneity. Research from the London School of Economics highlights how predictive processing influences economic trends. Markets thrive on prediction, with investors simulating future scenarios based on current data. This predictive behavior fuels economic growth, but also introduces volatility. When predictions falter, markets can spiral into chaos, reflecting the brain's own cognitive friction. The global economy, much like your brain, is a balancing act of foresight and reaction, constantly recalibrating. The fatal error emerges when systems rely too heavily on prediction, ignoring the intrinsic unpredictability of human nature. This over-reliance can lead to systemic failures, where rigid expectations clash with reality. It's a societal bottleneck, similar to the cognitive overload experienced individually. When systems misalign with human unpredictability, the result is often disruption and crisis. The challenge is to design systems that are flexible and adaptive, learning from the brain's own iterative processes. Yet, within this challenge lies an opportunity for systemic resilience. By embracing unpredictability and fostering adaptability, systems can evolve to better serve their purpose. This mirrors the brain's own resilience, where prediction errors become learning opportunities. The collective brain can leverage its predictive nature to innovate and adapt, creating systems that thrive amidst uncertainty. It's a shift from control to collaboration, where systems and individuals grow symbiotically. Introducing the Adaptive System Protocol, a framework for designing resilient systems inspired by the brain's predictive processes. Encourage flexibility, embrace unpredictability, and prioritize learning from errors. The task: can we create societal structures that mirror the brain's ability to adapt and thrive amidst change? Are you ready to participate in shaping systems that not only predict, but also evolve for a better future?